Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to RFL Season 4. We're here at the Temple of Speed in Monza, round 14 of Season 4. What a season we have had already. We've had loads of different drivers and races, but one man so far has come out on top. But since Monaco, maybe later than that, there has been a challenger of Chandler Saito, and as we head into the run into the season, Chandler has a long way to go for the title, but can he do it? I'm your commentator for today, Morgs5631, and I'm joined, as usual, by Tom Gorian. How are you, Tom?
Thank you, Morgs. I'm doing really good. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Temple of Speed, Italy, the home of the Tifosi, Ferrari, and of course, this wonderful track known as the Monza Grand Prix. Chandler Saito has disconnected, so I will have to give him a quick invitation. Yep, Monza for the Italian Grand Prix, and just to continue what you've been talking about, Jolly has really dominated proceedings in the championship, but Chandler Saito, the man who's just left the session and he's joined again. Speaking of the man, there he is, he's rejoined. Chandler Saito has been steadily but surely closing the gap and challenging him for race wins, and also trying to close the gap down in the World Championship last week in Belgium. I think probably that was Chandler's best performance of the season, with probably Monaco as well, but Chandler is definitely a contender for Jolly if Jolly wants to become a world champion. Obviously the gap is still huge at this point, but there's still a long way to go.
Yep, of course. Something to mention, we got two Italian drivers racing today, of Lansmas and T10 Pred, one of which is in that beautiful Scarlet Red Ferrari, and obviously Ferrari, the home team here in Italy, so that's going to be an interesting point to watch. Can we have a home driver win? Ansmas has been on good form of late, finishing in the top 5 for the last few races. T10 Pred, he's already won a race this season back in France, so he don't count him out for taking a victory today. He has got the pace and he's already proven it. But we have got our first drivers on laps, and the first driver on a lap is, I believe, BMG Nomad in the Mercedes, and he heads down through the Curva Grande in towards his second chicane, a very tricky chicane, and one that running out wide can really cost you some lap time, but you want to nail that as much as you can. That gravel can be very lethal. Yes, he definitely nailed that. That was perfect line through that corner. As now through the Degners. Degner 1, Degner 2 coming up, and he's done that very nicely. And now down the straight towards the most famous corner on this track, you have to say, maybe except for Parabolica, is Ascari. It's probably one of the most tricky corners on this track as well. You've got to try and nail this. This is a constant source of errors between drivers. Is this going to be fine? Okay for Nomad. Ooh, a huge little moment of oversteer there on the exit, but he gets away with it well. And now down towards Parabolica. This looks like a fairly well hooked up lap.
Yeah, it does. He's coming in towards Parabolica, the final corner. Very tricky corner for braking. Watch out for the ERS. He's going to run out at any time now. And across the line goes BMG Nomad in the Mercedes. 1 minute 19.4 is the professional lap time that they all got to beat. And Jolly as well, and Anta Beacon. And now the lap times are going to come in as well. Here comes, let's see who's on a lap. Chandler's on an out lap right now. Who else? Who's the closest? F1 Aiden, he's on his out lap. Who else? I think King Gamers in that McLaren run-out. He's actually going to be finishing his lap time. We've got the yellow flag in sector 1. I think that's someone is slowing down. Here we go, King Gamers, and I think, yep, he's just backed out of it as T10 Pred in the Ferrari, 1 minute 21.2. A couple of things I want to talk about when it comes to this race. First of all, strategy. Because usually in RFL, the Tier 2 drivers actually go first for the races, so that gives time for the Tier 1 drivers to scout strategy. Not this week, since it's Tier 2 break week, so now we don't really know the strategy, as JJ Rock, provisional pole position, 19.3.10, goes fastest, and then Venslist in the Scuderia Toro Rosso in the Honda goes quicker by just under 2 tenths. Fenlist is a reserve driver. For all I know, he might be a full-time driver, I don't know, but in my mind, he is a reserve.
He's reserve.
Yeah, he's a reserve.
Today.
Yeah.
He's struck in a provisional pole time on his first lap around. A second quicker than Jolly. Jolly, yes, on mediums, but being a second clear of the championship leader after 5 minutes of your first qualifying session, not bad at all. And also, half a second
WF,
clear
yeah.
of Season 2 champion Danny F31. A brilliant performance there by Ventilus so far.
Yeah.
As Chandler instantly displaces him there.
Yep, there you go. So there you go, the man on form, Chandler in the Mercedes with 19 flat now. So the track is getting slightly quicker. We will be entering into the 18s as soon as these drivers get their second run in. WO Verstappen is not here this week, so someone other than WO Verstappen will take pole position for the Monza Grand Prix. There's a lot of pressure on the Ferrari boys, T10 Pred, F180. They haven't had the best of seasons, and also Ira Latmaz, the reigning champion of season 3. So be careful there entering the pit lane. Oh man, that Ferrari there of T10 Pred nearly in the wall there. As he was trying to get some slipstream, but he's actually going out longer on those hard tyres. We don't really know the ideal strategy when it comes to pit stops. In my opinion, obviously it's a long, well, probably the quickest circuit of the season when it comes to straight line speed, so I don't think tyre wear will be that much of a factor. So pretty much the soft and the mediums will probably be the ideal strategy. But T10 spot shot on his outlap here in that racing point. Let's see what he can do. He's on the soft tyres as well, and also King Gamers as well on his outlap. Just over 11 minutes to go. Chandler Saita currently on pole position, and he is entering. He's going to go back into the pit lane for a fresh set of softs.
Yep, so fairly dramatic session so far. That first runs all completed for most drivers. A couple still haven't set lap time, but they either aborted or are yet to come out. King Gamers has just began his first proper lap of the session. Needed back out of the first one by coming into the pit, so into the first sector we go. He's had some decent performances with King Gamers, but he's only scored points on one occasion so far, which was a 7th place a few rounds ago, so we can be hoping to repeat that sort of form, get back up where he feels he belongs into the points. And with a 14-man lobby today, it's a perfect opportunity for him to score some points today, and I'm sure he will be one that really wants to capitalise on it as he comes now towards Degner 1, Degner 2. He's got traffic ahead, but I'm sure that won't affect him too much as he's a little bit too far back, and he's backed out of his lap there, and that is another lap aborted for King Gamers. And now T10 Sparshot in the racing point is going on another lap. He's not made many appearances so far, has Sparshot, but when he has been on fire on race pace, but less so qualifying pace. Vapid, yeah, coming out the pits. Hopefully that won't impede the lap, and also there was another car behind Vapid, between Sparshot and Vapid. As Danny, yeah, it is yellow flag in sector 2. Not sure who is that for.
Someone's slowing down probably.
Yep, but looking at Sparshot at the moment, looks fairly hooked up, but he goes on the gravel there on the exit of on the second chicane and into Degner 1 and 2. Sparshot wanting to extract the maximum time, as we saw then, and pushing at the chicane, pushing to the limit as Danny gets nicely out of the way. Sparshot thought about the slipstream then, but decided better of it, and he's heading down towards the Sky now. Let's see what its sector time is. It's a 52.9 for Sparshot in the after 2 sectors. So not too bad at all. Now out of Ascari and towards Parabolica, except for that second chicane gravel excursion, it's been a fairly decent lap from Sparshot. Will it be enough to challenge Chandler? I doubt it, but it could well be enough to challenge someone such as JJ, who sits 3rd place at the moment on a 19th field. Let's find out as he comes around the final corner. Am I being proven wrong here, or where will Sparshot go? P7.
19.6.
That's not too bad at all.
That's a decent time there. Very decent time, just pretty much less than half a tenth away from Danny at 31, and Sparshot gets out the way. So good driver instincts there from T10 Sparshot. Let's go on board. Who else is on a lap right now? Ante Beacon. He's 1/10. Yeah, Ansmaz. So where's Ansmaz right now? He's coming downhill in towards the very tricky Scar chicane. Setup wise, it's going to be a very difficult track for to get the right setup. Obviously, you want to be running low wings for the longest straights. Top end speed is very important, but you don't want to run too low because of the Lesmos and also the Scar.
There's a Red Bull off. There was a Red Bull off. I think that might be JJ Rocks at the exit of Ascari corner. He was off in the background there as I was on board with Antimaz. Antimaz comes across the line now. Where will he go? He goes into P6 there, but JJ Rocks on a flying lap there. Span off down at the Ascari chicane. He's going to have to come into the pits. He did get damage. Yeah, he's got front wing damage there. Huge front wing damage. As Ventilist begins his next lap. I just saw the end of it, so I'm actually not 100% sure what happened. But Chandler at the moment P1. Ventalis then splits Chandler and Jolly, the two championship rivals. So Ventalis really has some strong pace. He's really coming to RFL with a bang, and he's on another lap now, so keep an eye on him. Chandler, though, he's 2.5 tenths up on his personal best, so let's keep an eye on him as he comes around the final corner. Chandler, provisional pole man at the moment. How far ahead of the pack will he be in a few moments' time?
Yep.
It is about 3
18.8.
tenths of a second. A 2 tenths improvement for Chandler Saita, and now he's about 3 tenths clear of the chasing pack. And Ventalist in the Toro Rosso, who is on a lap and a little bit up in the first sector on his personal best. So let's keep an eye on the Toro Rosso driver's time.
Yep. As he's coming through downhill in towards the Ascari chicane, he's slightly up on this sector split time, only just about half a tenth in it. So he is improving, but not by much. Didn't really take too much. Oh, Chandler's left the session. I'll give him another invite. And this is not good for the contender here, for Chandler Saita, but hopefully he can get back into the session before the damage is done. Anyway, here comes Fenless.
Here comes Fenless across the line.
89.
Oh, a huge improvement in the final sector. Wow,
He must have nailed
sorry
that.
for interrupting you there, but that final sector gained 2 tenths. It's really only a few corners, the Ascari and then Parabolica. Not really much can be gained at Parabolica. It was almost flat out. Well, it's not flat out, it's a little, it's quite a break. But Danny goes up into third there on a 19.0. But Ventalis, wow, what a lap there, especially that final sector. I'm sure he's really one that will challenge Chandler later in the session, as well as this man in the McLaren, Danny S31, a 19.0 on his second set on the second run on those tyres. So I'm sure Danny will be in the play on a fresh set of tyres later in the session.
This could go either way here for Danny F31. If you could just nail this lap, I'm guessing by the end of the session we could probably get a mid 18 or maybe even a low 18 if they really nail the lap. Just depends on how much impact the track evolution will have. And here comes Jolly out the pit lane. He's going to have his that lap. He's had enough of Chandler and Danny and Ventless stealing the show. He wants a piece of it, so he's going to try and go for provisional pole position. King Gamers in the McLaren Renault. I don't think he's on a. He's not.
He's on an in lap. The man behind him, Antiv Deacon, is on a flying lap at the moment and looking fairly nice as it stands. He's P9 and the current provisional order. A couple of tenths improvement, which we've seen from them in the past so far this season, especially early seasons. Spain and Bahrain are highlights for him in qualifying. And at the moment, he sits P9, but only a tenth improvement so far in the first 2 sectors. Would only improving by 1 position ahead of King Gamer, so he's going to want to find some more pace. As Vapid Q, where's he gone off?
Oh, I don't know, but Vapid's out of the session. Where is that? Yellow flag's in sector 3, so he must have gone off.
I'm not involved on to Beacon. It's coming through Parabolica now. Will it be Parabolica? It is. It's yellow flags on the exit Parabolica. And obviously Anti doesn't slow down because this is the game. Unlike real life, as Anti Beacon goes 4th place there.
4th place.
In the
That's actually good.
Work by Antiv. And how will that affect things now? He's probably got time for one more run if he wishes. And I think
he's going to have to bolt
Anti Beacon, could be in a chance here of pole position. We've seen him get pole in Bahrain. And then also have a really strong qualifying in Spain, qualifying on the front row. But his race pace just hasn't been there except for Bahrain. He's just not been consistent in the race. So really a good return performance. JJ rocks an 18.8, 7 thousandths of a second there ahead of Chandler Saita. And the track is really ramping up now as JJ rocks in the Red Bull. We saw him go off at Ascari a few minutes ago, and now he's on the official pole.
Yeah, Mugs, we could legit have a 6-way or a 7-way fight for pole position, including this man, BMG Nomad, and I think he's going quicker by a tenth or something as he rounds the final corner. Let's see what BMG Nomad's time. And he goes 5th place, 19.1. But that's not going to be enough though for pole position though. So he's going to have to make up 3 tenths. Oh.
Well, he found 3 tenths in the final sector. On his personal best there. He was only a thousandth up, and then he suddenly found 28 hundredths of a second in the final sector. Jolly is coming towards the end of his lap, so let's go out on board with the championship leader, the man with everything to lose at the moment in RFL season.
Goes really wide.
Round the final.
No, he's turning pits.
Goes into the pits. He's back.
Wow.
First. Has he got another set of tyres to do with that? I'm sure that was his 3rd set of tyres.
Oh, spot
so
shot's
this
gone.
could be trouble. Spot shot, I just saw him there. He went off just before Sky, a weird place to crash, but Earl Ansmas had to go through his ghost car as he's pushing at the moment. But an interesting place there. Sparshot is out of this session with a few minutes to go, and he was one of the guys that could have well taken pole position with the comeback up together.
Oh my goodness me, BMG Nomad nearly crashed into Sparshot's not ghost car, but AI car. It's parked right in the middle of the road, like the downhill slope before the Ascara chicane. That could be very dangerous, but hopefully his car is ghosted and nothing will happen as we enter the last 2.5 minutes left of this qualifying session, and we could legitimately have probably a 5-way maybe. Yeah, maybe 1, 2, 3. Yep. Yeah,
maybe
Danny
in top 7, I think, can get it.
Yeah, Jolly as well. Can't count out Jolly. He's been a decent qualifier.
But then don't count out Ansmas, because Ansmas obviously has a good run of form recently, and if he can continue that, he's going to be right in the fight. But and also Pred hasn't set a representative lap time yet, 21.2. That's well below his pace. So, I mean, everything's still to play for here as Danny begins his final lap of the session, just ahead of the traffic, crucially for him. The mental traffic here with all the slipstreaming that will go on in this final runs. Hopefully nothing like real life, though, as Danny down towards the first sector. Exactly even with his first sector. There he goes, he's off and into the wall.
That's session over. Session over for Danny. Yep. Oh, that's him out there for pole position, I think, Moggs. Oh, just took too much speed into that curve. That's going to affect Jolly as well. He's on his outlap though, so that don't matter. But that is Danny out for contention for pole position.
So, Danny's session is over, but McLaren's session is not. As King Gamers is is out of this session. His session is done. As King Gamers getting a slipstream from his teammate Danny down towards the sky. He's a little bit down this personal best. That's not going to be enough to challenge any of the top 7 at the moment, unless, as we've seen from multiple drivers, he pulls out an absolute mad final sector here, which he could well do because so many of the drivers have done it so far. And he now comes towards Parabolica. What's happened?
No, Chandler was on his outlap and he nearly crashed into who was out there of F1 Aiden. So King Gamers
goes 8th
place. That's not good enough though, so let's see what... Danny's back into the pit, his session is over, and now all eyes are on the top 3.
Ante Beacon's the first. The first of the big runners is going to be Ante Beacon. He is 3/10 down in the first sector. His session is almost over already before it's even really began here in sector 1. As now Jolly, how's he doing? He's 3 seconds down. He must have made a mistake. Jolly
from the session.
So JJ Rocks is out, so it looks like it's going to be between 3 men. JJ cannot do anything else. Chandler can. Ventulis can. It's going to be between those 3. Don't count out JJ Rocks, and I think that was a Ferrari of XXF1 Aiden coming together there on the exit. That's what happened between them both. So, it's really BMG Nomad didn't make it to the final part of the lap, and Ventulis is on an outlap still, so it's all about Chandler now. What can he do in the final part? He's a 10th down the first sector as he cuts the corner, so his session is over, and all of the drivers on their final laps have made mistakes, and it looks like that JJ Rocks is going to take pole position here. And what a mixed up grid we have here, and I'm very excited for this one.
Wow, that was a very weird end to the qualifying session, wasn't it? All eyes were on Chandler Sita as everyone was retiring. JJ Rocks, Antmaz, Ante Beacon, Danny as well. And we all thought, especially at the end of the first sector, that, you know, Chandler was nearly 2 temps up. And we were thinking, this could be the lap that gets him pole position, but he turned in too early for the second chicane. And, vent list!
Whoa!
Where's that come from? Wow.
Apparently the guy wasn't watching him because the game said he was on an outlap. But he wasn't.
He's done it.
And Ventilist has just stolen pole position away from JJ Rocks at the death here. And he's taken his first pole position in RFL.
Ever.
On his first race in RFL.
Oh my god.
And the reserve driver has come in and laid down a marker here. And a shock pole position on the left. And the game really just caught us off guard then, because I mean,
I thought he was
apparently on an outlap.
I thought he missed it. I thought he just missed out, but no. Wow, with 3 tenths. Look at the gap between him and Chandler. Over 3 tenths of a second. That's insane. From Ventless, the Australian, and he's going to be starting on pole position for the Italian Grand Prix. The Scuderia Toro Rosso with the Honda engine is going to take pole position in front of the championship leader in 7th and his nearest rival in 3rd. Ventless, JJ Rock, Chandler, Danny, Nomad, Antiv, Jolly, King Gamers, Pred, and Antmaz. The 2 Italians, 9th and 10th. That is one of them. Wow. I did not see that one. Is this 2008? This is Sebastian Vettel now. Like, a Toro Rosso on pole position for the Italian Grand Prix, and it looks like it's going to be dry as well with overcast, maybe? Is that overcast conditions? Not really sure. But, oh my word, we could be in for one of the best races of the season, Mugs.
Yeah, a really messed up grid, as already mentioned. And I mean, any of the top drivers can win it, but Ventilus is going to be one to watch. Hopefully he doesn't come into a new Jolly and or else your Leopard and dominate every race, but he's really laid down a marker here, and I think he's going to be really one to watch as someone's joined, but obviously just to spectate now. It's too late for him to join in the racing. Thank God for that, because he's not known to RFL. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens now. As a prediction myself, I'd have to say we don't know Ventilus' pace in race. I'm going to have to say Chandler's going to win this. But also, if Chandler wins this and Jolly doesn't really recover, that is going to be interesting for the championship. The gap is 74 points, which may seem like a lot, but it will cut down to 50 in no time with a poor race for Jolly and a good race for Chandler. So don't count anything else so far in RFL Season 4. As we saw in RFL Season 2, Danny was 70 points off at this stage in the season, but still went through to win the title. So don't count anything out as we're underway for the formation lap. What would you say your predictions are for this race?
Let's see the tyres, and Nuthead, Sposhoff, Rapid and Aiden all on the mediums. Predictions, I mean, I think my predictions are pretty much pointless. We've got a guy who's never raced in RFL before, never mind being on pole, never raced here. He's absolutely mugged off JJ Rock and Chandler by over 3 tenths of a second. He's on pole. And the championship leader, who has dominated the season, he's down in 7th. And the 2 homeboys 9th and 10th. So I honestly don't know what's going to happen. We could legit have an upset here as Sendlist. He could win his first ever RFL race. But I know JJ Rock, Chandler and Danny as well. Danny is desperate for a win after, his season. He started the season so well. I know I've said this so many times in Australia. 1-2 from McLaren. Danny started the season so good and just it all fell apart. But this might be his chance to really take the fight and take victory for McLaren Renault. But Chandler, he's still fighting for the championship. He's Jolly's nearest rival. JJ Rook is desperate for a win now after what happened throughout the season, mainly in Bahrain, if you remember that. Nomad, then Beacon, and then the main man himself, Jolly. 7th place, not really. Probably one of the worst places you can start in Monza, because it just gets all tangled up, especially in the first and second chicane. And maybe we could see something from the last gunners, from Nuthead and Sparshoff, Rapid and Aiden on the mediums. But here we go, Mugs. Anything can happen in RFL. We've said this time and time again, and anything will happen. Let's get started.
Yep, Jolly obviously doesn't want to get caught up in an incident. He's got a championship to think about. But the man who's got everything to gain is Chandler Saita. He starts P3, and then 2 guys just hoping for a good race. Not anything to play for the front 2. They're going to be scrapping it out as hard as they can. JJ really surprised with that qualifying session, but no more than Ventilus, who's a real surprise. And we've got a shock front row here in RFL Italy. Aiden just lining up on the grid in the background, very far behind. I think that might have to be investigated. That's a long way behind everyone else. So we'll have to see what happens with that. But Vapid Q also on the back of the grid. We'll hope to see them climb through the order. Ventilus and JJ, front row here. Who will come out on top? Will someone behind get in the mix? As the lights are on now, all 5 lights, and we're away in. One's a good start there by JJ. Instantly looks better than Ventilist, but Ventilist already tries to have him covered off.
He's got him.
Trying to make a good start there. Nomad getting involved. As JJ takes the lead already. It's down towards turn 1 we go. Chandler on the outside. Watch out for him as well. JJ leads, followed by Chandler, followed by Ventilist. And then in the background, Antibeacon and Nomad battling away. Jolly gets up to P6 and Danny's fallen back behind at the start here. But Ventilist had a poor start there. Now Chandler's making a run on JJ. Could it be third to first in the matter of a few corners? It could be. He moves to the inside, but thinks better of it and decides he wants to stay in second place for right now. He doesn't want to take a risk for first, but will it have been worth it? We'll find out as the race goes on. As further back, Nomad, Vapid has got off the track there, all kicking off near the back of the field. Spar shots falling back to the back of the pack here. King Gamers and Pred battling side by side through the Degner 1, Degner 2. I'd look at Aiden on the inside there as well. He's trying to get involved and everything's kicking off. But at the start, JJ made the perfect getaway, the perfect start. Chandler also followed suit. And at the moment, they're 1 and 2 in the Red Bull and Mercedes respectively.
Yeah, what a start there from JJ Rock. He absolutely nailed the start, and also Chandler as well. He knew that he had to be patient in towards the first chicane. He couldn't really go anywhere, and I think there might have been a bit of damage as well, especially into the first chicane with Antibeacon and Nomad. But what a brilliant start that was from JJ Rock. But he's got to watch out now with the slipstream.
Yeah, double slipstream for Ventilist here. All the top 3 separated by just half a second here. We can see a 3-wide moment on lap 3 here when DRS is enabled. But for now, Chandler's going to have a look at JJ, but decides he doesn't have an opportunity this time around and might well wait for that DRS as Nomad has got past Antibeacon and up into 4th place. And that's an extra help for Chandler for his battle for the victory, as Anthem's getting a penalty here, not ideal for him. As look at this battle for 4th position, they're all nose to tail here. At the front 3 also nose to tail. Nomad's got a job to do now to close the gap and help out his teammate in this opening stint here. And 2 Mercedes will be very useful for Chandler in this battle, as King Gamer Pred's made a mistake. He's dropped back 2 places behind Xbox Nuthead and King Gamer. As at the back of this pack, look at Danny. He's all over the back of Antibeacon and Loreno. Loreno's lost 1 position this lap to BMG Nomad. Is he about to lose a second as he head down towards the sky? Danny is getting closer, but it's not going to be close enough because Antiv is picking up the slipstream to Nomad, who is pulling away from this pack a little bit, but not by much to escape DRS range as we are about to begin lap 3, but down towards Parabolica once again.
Yeah, Danny then lost the control of the car there on that apex as well. As Knothead went off, I think he's went wide, and Predators trying to come down the inside of King Gamers in the Renault here. Well, now let's focus on the leaders. DRS is enabled, and it's one thing from Belgium and Germany this season, the DRS is overpowered, and you can gain so much time if you don't fight and just stick in the DRS zone. What's Chandler going to do? Is he going to go down the inside? No, he's not. He's just going to wait for his time, and so is Ventilist as well. So it's JJ Rock first, Chandler second, Ventilist in third, and Nomad. If he can keep up with these 3, if these 3 race each other so hard, Nomad could be with a shout in for the victory. And plus also Danny, this looks like he's hounding Antibeacon right now, going to try and go around the outside the long way in towards the second chicane. He's got into no ERS. Around the outside goes Danny. Is this going to be a move? He locks up there. His car slides a little bit, and it just somehow, there was no major damage. And look at Jolly down the inside. Jolly translates 2 positions in towards Lesmo 1. The championship leader strikes again. Jolly 7th to 5th, and that is what it takes to be a champion. One overtake there from Jolly.
Look at Anti though, he's right on the back. It's Danny's gone off. Danny's gone off in the background, but look at Antibeacon. He's going to come straight back at Jolly. And now Jolly's going to be under pressure into a sky. This is not a place Jolly wants to be side by side with anyone when a championship is on the line. And Antibeacon's got the position back as Jolly having a huge moment as who's off there. Chandler Saito is off.
Has he got damage? And Chandler got damage, the championship challenger. Spar shot's gone, and that's also F1XL Aiden. He's also got in the Ferrari. That's massive disaster for the Ferrari and the Tifosi here today, who wanted a Ferrari to do well, and that has not happened. That has not happened whatsoever. JJ Roxton first, Ventilist in second, Nomad. Jolly's now into 4th place, which helps him massively. Look at this, nearly 3 wide. Look at Amaz, reigning champion here. He can try and do well here in towards the first chicane. They make a bit of contact there, and Jolly tries to fight with Atmaz, but he's got to be careful of Antibeacon. Atmaz gets a bit of traction, and now Jolly is in the slipstream, and this is, oh my goodness, what does Jolly do? He can't fight too hard. He's going to lose so much time. In towards second chicane here goes Jolly. Can he hold it around the outside? Atmaz is forcing him to fight again, and there's the low wave, just a of brick on the rear end, and now Jolly is coming onto the fence with Antibeacon. They can't fight too hard, and somehow, Antibeacon, Anton's off as well, has got pushed as well. Wow, so much action in... Wow.
Here comes Brad, here comes Brad, here comes Brad. The Ferrari driver trying to make a move on Jolly. Is he going to be able to do it into a Sky? We thought Jolly goes side by side with Antibeacon in a Sky. Is this going to work with Brad? Jolly makes a mistake and Jolly goes off the track, but he recovers fine. But now look at that. Oh, Danny's a bit far behind that. I thought he was much closer than he was, but now King Gamers up to 6th position. A 7th best result for King Gamers. He's on at the moment for a season best so far. He's on the back of Pred, who's really made up a lot of positions. Anson, Pred, big winners in the last few laps.
Yes,
as all the carnage has gone up in the midfield.
Yeah, the two Italian boys making up the most positions, 6 and 4 positions for the reigning champion and the homegrown driver as T10 Pred. That was a chaotic first couple of laps, and now Danny's now under attack from Xbox Nuthead here. Is he going to try and dive down the inside? He doesn't have enough room, he thinks about it, but Jolly, he can't really fight too hard otherwise. Like, the bottom line is this: there are races where you can't win, you just want to score points, and I think today is just doing damage limitations, and plus this one will help massively because Chandler is down in 12th position, and I think he's changed his tyres. No, he's not. He's
just a long way behind.
Yeah, it's a long way behind, so that'll help. Yeah, so that'll help Jolly massively.
The one he has stopped is a Ferrari of Aiden and dropping then again. But either 53 seconds behind Chandler, and JJ is probably on his way to lapping him. And JJ pulled out a good gap here of 1.5 seconds on the Toro Rosso of Ventilis, who's not had the race pace we saw in qualifying for, well, relatively anyway. He's not had the race pace compared to his qualifying pace. Bar shots left, but BMG Nomad also sticking onto the front three.
Yeah, as long as JJ Rock just keeps that gap consistent, and as long as he maintains it and steadily but surely extends it probably by an average of 4 tenths per lap, this race is his to lose. But honestly, anything can happen in racing Formula E. JJ Rock first place, Finless second, BMG Nomad third place, T10 Pred the fastest lap of the race. He's trying to go down Amaz inside. Let's see the Ferrari man goes on the inside of his fellow countryman, and now it's that's P4 for the Italian. It's supposed to go wild, and T10 Pred is looking like a podium, but he's going to watch out because Amaz will come back at him unless, no, he's actually not fighting him. He's not on overtake, he's on medium, and Pred is on overtake right now. Can he shrug him off? And I think he will, as they enter the second chicane. And yes, they do. And T10 Pred, now his focus can go on BMG Nomad and getting a podium here at home. Oh, Jolly's on a bit wide there at the exit of the second chicane, and he's lost time to King Gamers. And this could be massive as far as the championship.
On the stream, Jolly did just get past King Gamers in the background of the overtake, so you would have seen that on stream as we were already on board with it to watch the battle in front. So good move there by Jolly, fairly simple in the end, very similar move to what Pred did on Antmaz. There's the yellow flag, Ventilis is off at the exit of the Sky. He's made a brilliant debut so far, but now he's off pretty much where Chandler was off. He has on the right hand side. He's trying to find a safe spot to join, and behind Chandler it is a long way behind now. And look at JJ Roggs, he's in a world of his own now. Whilst his rivals have been crumbling around him, he has come out on top so far, but it's only 7 laps in, and there's a long way to go in this race yet. Nomad also benefiting hugely, starting in, what was it, 5th position. As he had a huge shot there, clattering the curb. I thought he was about to get sent into a spin there, as King Gamers having a look at Jolly there in towards turn 1, but really a lot of these drivers are benefiting from poor driving elsewhere, as Danny made a huge mistake there. Here comes Antibeacon, and Antibeacon coming through into 8th position. Decent move there, but it's not done yet, as Danny's still hanging on the outside. He's the racer who's going to fight this one hard, as down the inside goes Danny. Can he hold it? Potentially, maybe. Yes, he can, locking up, and now he has to back off, and he's decided he's not going to hold that position, and he's down into P9 as Vapid Q. Safety car is out.
Safety car's out.
Full course safety car is out here on lap 7 out of 27. Well, Nuthead at the moment on mediums, he's going to be a huge winner from this, but will he emerge in the lead when everyone pits? I imagine everybody on softs will pit this lap.
Antif's got a drive-through for speeding under the safety car. I don't know what's happened there, but maybe he failed to slow down his delta. Right, let's see who pits. Does JJ Rock pit in the lead? And remember, we don't know anything about
Nuthead will lead this race.
Let's see
I
what does he
think
do. Does he
Nuthead,
pit?
14 seconds off the lead. I think Nuthead
Yeah,
may
he
well
comes in.
lead this race. Everyone's going to come in, surely. I imagine everyone will.
Nuthead's
The
in.
Ferrari's coming, the JJ's coming.
Fred's going to be held up.
Fred's coming in.
Fred's going to be
Fred's
held
going to be held up by his
Yeah.
teammate, but I imagine
Jolly's
his
in.
teammate's gone now.
Wait,
But
Nuthead's
everyone's
out.
in. Will Nuthead take the lead here of the
Yes, he
Italian
is.
Grand Prix? JJ
Will.
Rocks is going to... Nuthead leads this race, but what about Vapid Coot, who's coming through as
Vapid.
well? Vapid Coot's going to be
Vapid's
second position. Is anyone else coming through? I believe that's going to be it. So Vapid and Nuthead are now the two leaders in this race. Nuthead being the leader. And everything has been turned on its head here. Obviously, those two still have to pit, but they now are... This race is completely turned on its head because these guys are on a completely different strategy and have that track position, which could be all important here for winning this race. So safety car is out here in Italy. Here's the order. Nuthead leads after benefiting from the safety car, followed by Vapid Coot, who have been, both of which have been fairly silent so far this race, but now they've been thrown right into the action. JJ in third position after leading the majority of this race so far. BMG Nomad in P4, he's had a strong race so far. He's a net P2, but remember, he's now got these two quicker cars in, well, two long stint cars in front as Aiden's been disqualified for ignoring yellow flag apparently. We've seen that glitch before. Ansmaz is in P5 now, net P3. He's had a very strong recovery through the field. Now he's been closed right up to the front too. Chandler's has pitted. He's going to be a benefit from this one. He's going to be right behind everyone else again. He can still win this one. You know, from P10, he's got some overtaking to do, but it's an opportunity nonetheless.
Yeah, I've just noticed something interesting. Antib, Beacon and King Gamers are on the harder tyres, so they're going to go towards the end of the race if they lose tyres. Actually, is that glitch? Because, so King Gamers is on the hard tyres, and Antib Beacon looks like he's on the mediums.
I don't know what happened here. Oh, sorry, my radio was turned on.
Oh, Beacon's in the wall!
I heard that on stream.
Oh, what's happened to Beacon? He's in the wall. As Aiden, he's just can't cut right now, but it's the pack.
Vapid!
Vapid.
Vapid's come in.
Oh, wait,
And
Vapid's in. Wow.
Yeah,
so
interesting corner from Vapid. Is he going on hards? He is.
Yeah, no, he's on softs. He's on.
Well, no, the graphics. I trust the graphic more. He's on hards. I trust the graphic, to be honest, at all times because the graphic is usually correct.
Yeah, so he's on the harder tyre, and so is, well, F1 and Aiden disqualified. So King Gamers and Vapid going towards the end of the race, but with Vapid making an extra pit stop now, he might lose a little bit of time, pretty much a whole pit stop's worth. We don't know if the mediums will go towards the end of the race because the tyre wear doesn't seem to be that much around Monza, so maybe the medium runners can get away with this, but Xbox Nuthead leads the Italian Grand Prix with JJ Rock in second, BMG Nomad in third place, and then Era Atmaz. I think Atmaz and Fred have the best positions for slipstream wise, and then Jolly is in sixth place and Chandler Saita. There's one car in between the championship rivals, Jolly and Chandler. That's King Game as well. And then it's his teammate Danny, and then Vapid who made the late pit stop, and then Antib as well. Oh, this is going to be interesting as well. Vapid and Antib, former Renault teammates before Vapid quote-unquote retired. And that left an open seat at Renault, but I think the safety car might be in this lap, I'm not sure. As yes, I am correct. And the restart will happen any time now.
Yep, so expect to see the safety car coming in very soon, not this lap, but soon nonetheless. So, King Gamers at the moment, really, he's the real spanner in the works here for the two championship leaders. But the race lead belongs to Nuthead. But would you say that at the moment it's all about... Oh, the safety car's coming down. I didn't realise it was coming in this time. As Nuthead is going to lead them all away. He's side by side with JJ. Not a great restart there from Nuthead. Nuthead is really been caught off guard here. As JJ Rocks is going to challenge down towards turn one. Nomad's trying to get involved as well, but JJ Rocks is going to go around the outside. He's going to lead after turn one here on lap 10, and he does, as now Nomad on the exit of turn one. He's going to try and get past Nuthead as well, and he does that successfully. So The Williams is dropping back quite quickly as Nomad trying to make a challenge on the race leader of JJ Rocks to the outside. He goes to the inside, he decides to think better of it and stay in P2. But Nomad looking very feisty here early on as Ansmas in P4. He's going to try and have a look at
Chandler and Danny
as soon as he can. As Chandler and Danny coming together a little bit there as Danny's dropping back to the... He's dropped back completely. He's at the back of the field now. Vapid Coot dropping back very as well behind Aiden and Antibeacon. But Chandler, has he got damage here actually? I can't see any visually. Could have got away with that one.
I think so.
He's got a bit on the left.
Yeah, he's got a bit of the left as well.
Right.
So an end plate's gone, another yellow flag in sector 2. Don't know who's that's for, but there's carnage as well. JJ Rock has maintained and regained the lead once again of the Italian Grand Prix. Now he's going to try and just break out of that 1 second window before the DRS is enabled, and I think it might be this lap as well. Let's see, the gap around about just over 6 tenths, and no, DRS is not enabled, so we have to wait. And Chandler's in the pits, so he does have a bit of damage as well. So is Antibeacon, and this is really going to cost Chandler Stater a chance of getting any major position over his championship record. Jolly as well. That's going to cost him at least 20-22 seconds of track time, and maybe they're going to get lapped as well. As Danny F31 has retired from the session. Another miserable race for the McLaren driver, and he will probably want the season to end tomorrow as we head towards the mid-season or the 1 week break next week. But JJ in the lead, and Nuthead's actually keeping up with him as they break away from Xbox Nuthead. Obviously, Nuthead is the only one who's not pitted. He's on 10 lap old medium tyres. See what else is going on. Atmaz as well as hounding as well. Nomad as they enter the Ascara chicane. Antibeacon's retired. Antib is gone. Another driver has bit the dust. And now Atmaz looking to try and make a move on Nuthead, and doesn't look like it, but he's got to watch out for T10 Pred. And this could be a triple threat of Slipstream Fest here at Monza. So Atmaz gets a better exit, of course, on the fresh tyres, and that is money in the bank for Atmaz. Third place as well, and also T10 Pred. Going to get the Slipstream as well. Not really that easy on T10 Pred. Maybe he's running higher wings. Down the inside goes the Ferrari man, and the two Italian boys third and fourth here in Monza.
Yep, it's going to be interesting. As Jolly also trying to make a move on his teammate, and he has done around the outside, but the job's not done yet. Look at Nerd, he's still trying to get involved, but he has to concede in the end, and he stay in P6 as Jolly now up into P5. So Jolly really making points up on his rival Chandler, who's now up to P8 ahead of Aiden, who's in the pits at the moment. So really, it's the 7-car race at the front here, and then 3 who are in a completely different league.
Yep.
But in the wrong sense of that word here, they are a long way behind at the moment due to a large number of pit stops and incidents they have all had.
He's fallen back dramatically. He's now just over a second and 2 tenths behind JJ. So I'm wondering, has he made a mistake or something, or has he went wide?
Yeah, I mean, potentially. We'll have to see.
Atmaz goes wide there on the exit of the Parabolica there, and that could give T10 Pred DRS does. Will this be the move for fifth place for the Ferrari man here at home in Monza? We're down the inside, but there's no road left, so Atmaz keeps position for now. It's all about the exit of this first chicane, and Atmaz seems to get the better exit. We all know that Atmaz runs low wings regardless of what track it is, so he'll be very slippery in a straight line. It'll be very difficult for T10 Pred to catch up to him, but he's got to watch out as well for Jolly as well. Jolly could be on the podium as T10 Pred gets a time penalty, and Atmaz makes a mistake, and there goes Pred into third place here in Monza. A Ferrari is on the podium in Monza, and that will massively help T10 Pred's race, but it won't as well with the penalty as well. Watch out for Jolly as well. He's lurking behind these two. Atmaz going to try and overtake him? No, he's not. He's on medium ERS. He's going to try and dive down the inside. No, he won't, in towards the Ascara chicane. A lot of track action going on here, as Jolly seems to have a better exit than Atmaz, but I think he's going to wait for the main straight. see what happens. Is Ant-Man's good for it? No, he doesn't. They're all going to wait for the main straight, and it's very difficult to see who gets the better exit. They all got a good exit, and I think Jolly might benefit this from the most. Here we go, is DRS and Slipstream. ERS is on overtake. Pred's trying to break the Slipstream here. Can Pred do anything? He's going to go defensive on his fellow countryman, and Pred goes a little bit wide there. Amaz tries to get better traction, but he can't get it in towards second chicane. Jolly has to wait and just try and make his mark, make the right move as well. Amaz trying to go around the outside in towards the second chicane. Will he do it? Oh goodness! Oh, bloody hell! That's so close between Amaz and Jolly.
Yep. I mean, this battle at the moment is so intense, but they've all got the pace probably to catch up to JJ and Nomad, but they're not able to use it because they're scrapping away. Do you think they should work together to catch up to the front three, or do you think this is the way to go? Get at the track position and then focus on catching, but it's just not able to do that. Pred, Ansmath and Jolly are so close together on pace.
Nomad's
if
time
any of them
penalty.
get in the lead of the battle, as Nomad, yes, he's got a time penalty, that's crucial for his race. But if any of these front three, well, in his battle for third, get in front, they're just going to get Slipstream and battle again because they're all so close on pace. And
yeah,
it's so difficult to break that toe here, Monza. But look, T10 Pred has gained a lot of time. Look how much he's gained in one lap on Nomad in front, and that just proves how much pace they have when they can exploit it. All that gap is going to disappear. And look at Antsman, he's going to try and catch up now. Maybe he should battle, but if he doesn't, this could be Pred's opportunity to potentially catch up a little bit to Nomad over the few laps here, and it looks like he will be able to do that.
yeah. For Jolly's sake, Jolly's got the most to lose out of this free driver group between Pred and Maz himself. He's got a championship to win. He'll fight in sector 3, and I think that's for one of the last markers there. But Jolly's got to be careful. Maybe Antmaz and Pred work together. Maybe he can just allow them to work together, get the DRS, then close towards Nomad and maybe JJ Rock at the end of the race. But Jolly's just got to keep consistent. If Antmaz gets a penalty and T10 gets a penalty, T10 already has a penalty, so Jolly's got a better exit here as Antmaz, and contact! Antmaz hit the wall, and that is, that's very, that's disappointing for Ira Antmaz at home in Monza. Antmaz is out of the Italian Grand Prix. Jolly's into P4 right now, and Antmaz must be raging. I did see that. I don't know if there's going to be H2. It's investigation into that. But what I seen was that Antmaz didn't leave a car's width, and the slightest bit of contact sent him into the wall. But look at this. King Gamers is now hounding Jolly, but I don't think he'll have enough straight line speed. No, he's not going to try and overtake him down the inside. No, he doesn't. And Jolly's 4th place is safe for now.
Yeah, has Jolly got damage from that incident? That's going to be a question. I don't know what you made of it when you saw.
I think it was too light.
I think he may well have got away with it. Yeah, looking at the off-board shots, he may have got away with it. The stream wheel caught it in the background. You could see it at the top of the hill. You couldn't really see a very clear shot of it though, of exactly what happened. So we'll have to see what happens with that. As the leaders, I think JJ may have made a mistake here. The leaders have massively closed in on JJ. Nomad less than a second behind. Pred 1.2 behind Nomad. So Nomad really could have a chance of taking the win here, and I think JJ, Nomad or Pred will all be shock winners really for this race, and either of them I think can win that.
Yeah, I've just noticed BMG Nomad takes more of the exit curve of Viscara, and then JJ Rocky just avoids it completely, and now gaining him at least 2 tenths as they enter Parabolica. The exit here. JJ Rock's made a mistake. He's had a bit of a time.
JJ made a mistake.
And this is the change in lead for the Mercedes. BMG Nomad takes the lead in the Grand Prix, and I think he might have DRS. Yes, he does, and that will help BMG Nomad and his case to win at Monza. A rare mistake from JJ Rock, a bit of a tank slapper on the exit. I think just went a little bit too wide, and that's cost him the lead of the Italian Grand Prix for now. But watch out for T10 Pred as well. He's catching as well. He's under a second now between himself and JJ Rock, and I think that's just the intervals between Pred and JJ Rock. Gotta be careful though. Change of lead, and Nomad leads in Italy as the yellow flag in sector 1. who is like, I don't know.
Not sure who that's for. But the man who's been perfect all day today has been JJ, but now that's all come undone as JJ Rocks makes 2 mistakes in 1 lap, and Nomad closes on the first and overtakes on the second, and Nomad, who's not really had the pace of JJ in this stint so far, has now suddenly snatched that lead back away from JJ Rocks. And the tables have turned here, and Monzo is... Oh, Nomad.
Oh, JJ's went wide again.
Is JJ now going wide again? Is he struggling on this set of tyres? And Prez's going to get involved now. The Italian is going to try and take the second place away from the Red Bull. But is that going to be possible? He had a look on the inside, but JJ covered that off. But now, as we head out of Parabolica and down the main straight once again for lap 18 this time round, T10 Pred on the back of JJ Rocks. He's catching. Look at Nomad Slipstream trying to break the Slipstream ahead, but JJ with DRS is going to hold him ahead for this time round, and T10 Bread has to stay in 3rd place. But how are you wishing he made the most of that mistake from JJ Rocks? I think JJ Rocks is a bit flustered here. This could be an opportunity now for Pred to really try and get under his skin and past into 2nd place, because I don't think he's going to have many more of these opportunities, which JJ is literally handing to him on a plate at the moment.
Yeah, this is just like a 3-way battle from the T2 race in Belgium last week between Lewis, myself and Paul, just all trying to get that DRS train. Completely different circumstances from this race to that race. It's just a battle for the win. JJ Rock wants that place back after making that mistake from Nomad, and T10 Pred is looking to just make any single move from any mistake from either one of these two. JJ has a penalty as well. So it looks like if Jolly can just...
Oh, Nomad's off, Nomad's gone off, and he's
Nomad.
out. Under pressure from JJ Rocks, and JJ takes the lead back once again, and the mistakes are really coming to show here at Monza between the front 3. Everyone's been making mistakes. There's been a race of attrition so far, in a race that you wouldn't expect to be that, as it's usually the shortest race of the season in time.
Yeah.
But Pred on the back of Nomad, he's on the back of JJ once again, and Nomad has got the DRS on JJ, and Nomad is really closing in on JJ, but is it going to be enough to make a challenge? No, it's not. But what about Pred? No, it's not as well. So the front 3 stay as they are, and Jolly's going to get involved in this battle very soon if these guys keep battling and making mistakes as they are doing at the moment. King Gamers on for best result of the season, currently sits P5 on hard compound tyres, don't forget, so he could come into this race if the front 4 start having tyre issues. Lap 19 of 27, we expect no more pit stops in this race. I expect them all to go to the end. But King Gamers is not one to count out yet, because he is on the hard compound tyres, the ones that can go to the end comfortably. The others could be facing punctures towards the end of this race. And into the pits comes Vapid in P8. But JJ Rock still leads ahead of BMG Nomad, ahead of T10 Bread, ahead of Jolly. But Jolly a long way behind.
Yeah, Jolly only has 1 warning compared to everyone else who has penalties. If Jolly wants to win this race, he's got to close the gap down. He's just over a second. And just look at that as well. Notice how JJ Rock completely avoids the exit curb, but Nomad completely hounds it. So it's clear that Nomad has much softer suspension and a much better setup for curbs than JJ Rock. But on the exit, just JJ gets such a better launch and a better exit out of the Parabolica. And this might be, I don't know if the BMG Nomad is in the slipstream. He's a little bit too far back. He's saving his ERS, and that's a small thing to do. With only 7 laps to go. T10 Pred as well. He's just lurking in the background there, T10 Pred. You can tell he wants to win at Monza, but at the same time, he's just got to be careful. One mistake from JJ Rock or Nomad could pretty much have a domino effect on Pred and on Jolly as well, most importantly.
I don't know, you just cut out there. I don't know whether that was on purpose or not, but I think everyone's made mistakes today at the moment, so there's a long way to go yet in this race, despite only being 7 laps, which you would think it's towards the end. But I think everybody at one point has been caught up in an incident in this race, except maybe 3 drivers, which I would say is T10 Pred, King Gamers, and Expert Ahead, all of which I think have got away scot-free.
He's closing.
Look at him, he's trying to get feisty there behind JJ Rocks, putting pressure on him into a sky. And now JJ, he's made a couple of mistakes here before, but he hasn't this time around. And now on the exit,
straight line speed,
Pred got a decent run, but Nomad looks to be the stronger of the 2 behind JJ Rocks, getting the better exits from the corners, getting the better straight line speed, despite Pred being in the double slipstream of Nomad and JJ Rocks as we head out of Parabolica once again. Will Nomad make another challenge on JJ Rock. I think he's
Don't
will,
overtake.
look at it. Look at JJ. JJ is sitting back, but look at Nomad. He's gone down into the area. He's decided he's not going to try as Pred having a little look there.
Wide.
Well, braking really late. Yeah, JJ run wide. Look at this. Look at how close Nomad is on the back of JJ Rocks. The Red Bull is under extreme pressure here as they head through Curva Grande for the 21st time this race, and it could be the 21st overtaking this race. Has been so mental for the lead, that is, as now Nomad on the back of JJ Rocks can't get through then at the chicane, and now down towards Degner 1 and Degner 2. Pred putting Nomad under a bit of pressure there, but can't do anything with Nomad. Jolly is now within 3 seconds of the front three, and all of the front three are penalties. I'm not sure about Jolly though. We'll have to.
Pred has the most DRS out of this little train here. JJ Rock only has 35%, Nomad has 65%, and Pred has 89%. So Pred has done a much better job at saving his DRS for the crucial stages of this race. But look how much time Nomad gains on that exit curb compared to JJ and T10 Pred. But he just can't overtake him because JJ has so much speed and so much just has a more of a slippery setup compared to BMG, Nomad and Pred as well. But Jolly is getting closer and closer and closer. These three can't fight too hard. If they're going to have to do something, they're going to have to do something now. Nomad is so close.
Chandler's out.
Chandler's out!
With Aiden, I believe.
Oh, no. Chandler's retired from the race. And that is a nightmare for the other Mercedes. And his World Championship quest has really taken a beating here at Monza. However, his teammate is fighting for the win, but his championship rival is getting much closer. The gap is 1.1 seconds now between Jolly and Pred, and if it finishes like this, I think Jolly's going to win this race, right? If the things stay the way they are, I think.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah, he will. So that's something that Chandler just. Oh, massive shame for Chandler there. He had to finish this race in the points, but he hasn't done that. Now Jolly is in. Oh my goodness me! T10 Pred nearly lost it on the other extra curb of the Ascara chicane. Massive hairy moment there for T10 Pred here at home, but look how much time Jolly's gaining, a tenth and 2 tenths. As we begin lap number 23, and Nomad is closer now to JJ Rock, and this will be the lead of the race for BMG Nomad. There it is on the inside, and the Mercedes leads.
Look at Pred.
Oh my goodness me, that's so close. He's trying to go around the outside in towards the best chicane. Oh goodness me. This is insane.
Well, that was very close. Now Jolly is right in this battle. Not what any of the front three want, because now Jolly has got the race win and in his control. He is the man without any penalties at the moment. He is the man who's going to control everything here. As Nomad gets the second penalty, he leads this race, but he's now provisionally in 4th position, behind JJ, behind Pred, and definitely behind Jolly, who has not one penalty, not even 2 warnings. He only has 1 warning at the moment. So Jolly at the moment sits P4, but sitting in the net race lead as Nomad pulling away at the moment, so potentially this race is not over for the podium for Nomad, who's driven superbly so far. JJ Rock's also driven superbly, and Pred as well, but Jolly looks like he's going to snatch it from them all. He's had a really mediocre race, Jolly, up and down all day, but now it looks like he's really going to come to the forefront. Consistency pays off in RFL, and Jolly has proven it all season. Pred looking towards JJ Rocks there, but can't do it this time and have to stay behind once again. Yellow flag is sector 3, not sure who that's for. I think it might be for Aiden. It's not, I'm not sure who it is for, but Jolly dropping back a little bit, watching this battle.
There comes Pred
and JJ, as Pred is catching JJ, but JJ with DRS gets the chance to stay ahead.
Yeah, as well, he's just losing so much time to Jolly as well. As long as Jolly doesn't get a penalty, Jolly is going to win the Italian Grand Prix. But Pred now, he's got to overtake now, he's going to go on the inside. Will JJ give him the room? Yes, he does. Around the outside in towards section chicane. Who breaks latest? It's JJ Rock. And JJ survives the second chicane, but he's made a bit of a mistake there. And now here comes T10 Pred on the inside of Lesbo 1. Bit of contact! And the Ferrari spun! The Ferrari spun at Lesbo 1! And the Tifosi are devastated. The Ferrari, the beloved Ferrari, has spun at the first Lesmo, just like Sebastian Vettel, and that is T10 Pred's chances of getting a podium here at Monza pretty much gone. And now I think it's all certain that Jolly will win this race.
That's also handed the podium opportunity to BMG Nomad, who was down in P4 provisionally despite leading this race due to penalties, and now he has got the opportunity. But watch out for King Gamers, who's only 7.2 behind on the hardcore amount of tyres, which should come into their own in the final few laps here. Does King Gamers... Oh, King Gamers has penalty, so never mind. That's not going to be a thing, unless Nomad does get another penalty. But look at this, JJ on the back of Nomad, who's on the back of... Jolly is on the back of as well, as JJ goes to the inside for the lead of this race. And he's taken it here, and JJ Rocks leads once again, ahead of Nomad, ahead of Jolly.
And JJ Rock just gets a better exit from BMG Nomad, and is this the chance for Jolly? Can he risk it though, knowing, does he even know that Nomad and JJ Rock have penalties? He probably does. And that's why he's braking a little bit earlier and making sure that he's not cutting any corners. All he needs to do is just finish this race, and that's it, he's won. He doesn't really need to overtake BMG Nomad, but if he really wants to certify himself, then he will. Oh, he's on a much better exit here, and maybe this is the chance here for Jolly. He doesn't have to do this, but I feel like he wants to. Actually, no, he's not going to. He's not going to risk it in towards the Escara chicane. What a crazy race this has been. Nomad
King Gamers has caught up a second in the last lap. I think whether that could be because of the battling, but it could also be because of those hard tyres really coming to their own, and the mediums going off. And look at Nomad, he's having to defend from Jolly, and Jolly almost getting in the back of him. And now on the exit of Parabolica, this is an opportunity for Jolly to go into second position here. Nomad weaving away, trying to get out of the slipstream in any way he can, but it looks like it's going to be inevitable move. But Nomad also with slipstream and DRS could well mean that Nomad, look at him, he's pulling away, catching JJ Rocks, and JJ is going to have to defend, but he can't do anything, can Nomad? Nomad has to stay in P2. But all kicking off here, and King Gamers is catching all the time, not probably in the chance of a win, but he could well get in a penalty range of Nomad here, who is on 2 penalties. King Gamers is on 1, but it's going to have to require something miraculous to happen. I honestly think though, these front 3 could well get beyond puncture range very soon, because I don't think these mediums are supposed to go as long as they are going.
Well, we have seen the mediums go like 20 laps before this season, so they are capable. Around about 21, I think, or 22 laps is the puncture territory. Jolly's got a much better exit than Nomad. Is this the move? Nomad goes defensive, but Nomad just has so much more speed than Jolly. Bit of contact there. Was the damage? Was the damage on that Williams? I don't think it was. Oh my goodness, that's a bit of a scare for the championship leader, Jolly. You can't afford damage, especially. I think he's got slight damage.
He's catching now, look how quickly he's catching. He's going around the outside already into Parabolica. No. Is that too much of a risk? It is, and he's now going to get a better exit through Parabolica on the main straight. Yellow flag in sector 2 and 3. Not sure who that's for, but now on the exit of the final corner, Parabolica corner. The final lap of the race begins now. JJ Rocks leads the race, but it's not going to be legitimately because Jolly is the man who's going to be in contention. Here comes Jolly trying to make a position here. This is too much of a risk, surely, for Jolly, and it is. He backs off, and now Nomad into P2, and JJ holding them all up into P3. In P3 at the moment. There goes Jolly down the inside of BMG Nomad, battling away for that P2 position. Jolly on the inside, Nomad on the outside, and JJ having a pull gun there. And now Nomad switching to the inside there, but he can't do anything, and Jolly has to stay in P3. Nomad has to stay in P2. But it looks as if the current race order will be Jolly, JJ, followed by Nomad. I think King Gamers will be a bit too far behind unless these two have a massive scrap in the finals moments here.
Yeah, as well, King Gamers is slowly closing the gap to 3.8 seconds, but I don't think it's going to be enough. One last chance for Nomad. He's still too far away. Jolly can just pretty much cruise and back off, and he will win this race. In towards the Escara chicane we go for the final time here. Can Nomad do anything? He runs a bit wide there, and I think Jolly will get second place maybe. He's on overtake mode, but I don't think he's going to catch him unless he dives on the inside. I don't think he's going to do. That's a Ferrari in the background there. But around the Escara, around Parabolica, JJ Rock wins the Italian Grand Prix on track, but Jolly wins with penalties. Jolly wins the Italian Grand Prix with penalties as well. What an epic battle that was. And JJ Rock finishes in second. Nomad finishes in third. King Gamers will finish in 4th. T10 Pred had a chance to win this race. He will finish in 5th place. Xbox Nuthead, he had a shot as well. If it wasn't for that safety car, he finished in 6th. And Vapid in the Haas as well. Obviously, he's miles behind, 42 seconds behind Nuthead. It wasn't the best race for the Scotsman today, but he will pick up 7th place. And F1 Aiden, the teammate of T10 Pred, he is 2 laps down, so he's already finished. But what a race that was! What a finish! Those three, Jolly, JJ Rock and Nomad, what a battle that was for the last 10-11 laps.
Season best results for JJ Rocks, BMG Nomad and King Gamers. They'll all be ecstatic with that result, but I think the two of those that I mentioned, JJ and Nomad, is what could have been today. It was the win that slipped from their grasp. They were pretty much leading the entire race. I think those two, except for the safety car where Nut had to take the lead, I think between them both, they shared the lead for the entirety of this race, did JJ and Nomad. They will be gutted to miss out in the end, but at the end of the day, it is Jolly, the championship leader, who comes out on top once again, and that is another brilliant win to add to his collection in RFL Season 4, and the championship lead now extends to 99 points, potentially with a fastest lap. I'm not sure who got that past fastest lap. It could increase even further to 100 points in that century gap. And with only 7 rounds left to go, you got Singapore, Russia, Japan, then you got the Americas stint of Mexico, US, Brazil, then Abu Dhabi. The championship could be wrapped up in just 2 rounds' time if he can get the results he wants. Jolly wins ahead of JJ Rocks, ahead of Nomad, ahead of King Gamers, but all three of them, except for Jolly, had a season best result, and Jolly matched a season best result by winning. Fastest lap of the race did go to, in the end, it was Xbox Nuthead who finished as P6, behind T10 Pred who finished P5, what could have been for him today. Vapid Coop P7, XXF18 and P8, and then those are the only drivers that score points. Everyone behind will not score points. Chandler Saita DNF'd about lap 23 after a collision with the 2 lap down XXF1 Aiden. Eolansmas in P10. He was one who got caught up in anything with Jolly. That could be investigated actually, and that could cost Jolly the win. We'll see what happens with that investigation. Ante Beacon finishes P11. Danny in P12. Venlist, who had a brilliant qualifying pole position for him, he finishes P13, but he does get a point on debut for pole position. And Sparshot in P14. So if you want to invite the podium drivers to the party, and we'll play in honour of the winning driver, Jolly, who is British, despite running the Monacan flag. Jolly, who is British, we will play in honour of him the British national anthem. So congratulations to Jolly, our winning driver today. And Jolly, what a performance from yourself. It was a very controlled drive today. And I think, in the end, despite not leading one single lap of this race, having a very up and down race involving a couple collisions as well, I think the win was a huge relief after that hectic race.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it at all. I don't know if you remember last week when you asked me if I was looking forward to Italy, and I was like, not really. And I think the qualifying and the race pace proved that really I wasn't up to pace for the top guys. I just got lucky.
Yeah, obviously it was a very carnage race. It was a race of attrition, really. A lot of drivers getting caught out in incidents. A lot of drivers having just making mistakes as well. We saw a lot of the front guys in the end, even though it didn't affect them too badly. We saw a lot of the front guys making unnecessary mistakes, you could call it, when just pushing a bit too hard, and that really helped you catch that gap as well at the end. But as a whole, you had there was one controversial incident in your race, which was the incident with Antsmaz. Do you remember that, and what actually happened from your perspective?
Yeah, I got a good run out of, I think it's Lesmo 2, and I was wanting to go down the inside at Ascari or at least get alongside. I would probably backed out it if it was too dangerous. But he did give me a squeeze, and I think I touched the grass a little bit, and I thought I'd lose the course, so I made a little tweak and went right a bit. And then as I went right, I was about to hit him, I broke, and I just caught him. So yeah, it probably was my fault, but I wasn't expecting a squeeze.
Yeah, well, congratulations on your win. I have nothing else to really ask you, except one thing actually. The championship, you're now 99 points ahead. You could theoretically wrap it up in 2 rounds' time in Russia. Is that something you aim to do, or do you just aim to get the championship done whenever you feel you can?
Uh, it'd be nice to get it done by Russia, but realistically, probably a few rounds later. But I just want to do it whenever I can and make sure I've got the job done.
Yeah, well, congratulations on the win today. We move on to second place, which was JJ Rocks. So JJ, you and Nomad shared the lead for the entirety of the race, except the safety car period. And I mean, at the end, I said on stream it was a win that kind of slipped from both of your grasp, despite having season best results for both of you. Just talk us through it from your perspective.
I didn't expect to be here, but just before I was the race, had a pretty good pace. But yeah, the qualifying felt was strong. I bowled the last lap, and then the race start was obviously perfect, getting into P1, and then Chandler had an incident with the car behind, which put him way out of the race. And then it was just me and Damon really after he spun. So, and then I was about 4 seconds. I reckon I could have had probably an easy win from there. And then of course the safety car comes out, perfect. And then I'm still in the lead. Me and Damon were in the same pie. He was just keeping the DRS, saving the ERS, and at that point I had low ERS and he had high, and so did Pred, and it was just getting almost impossible for me to hold that lead anymore. So then we decided to switch, and then I had a battle with Pred. He ended up spinning. Well, I mean, I lost a car-ish when I entered it, and that made me give him minimal room. I'm not quite sure what happened. I'll chat to him in the DMs, but yeah, and then it was just a race the flag, and then Jolly didn't get any penalties, and he took the win. I was kind of gutted that I didn't get the win because it could have been an easy win without the safety car, but that's racing, I guess.
Yep, well, well done as a whole on your race today. It was a brilliant race to watch from our side. Do you think, one last question, do you think a lot of mistakes from the front guys, including yourself, do you think that probably cost you the win, or do you think it was just a matter of too many factors to really say, and that couple of little mistakes in the mid-race didn't really cost you too much in the end?
Yeah, those mistakes didn't help, but in the end it put me behind Damon where I was able to save a bit of ERS. So the move was going to be inevitable anyway. I just think that the main factor that caused the whole mix-up was the safety car, because I had a 4-second lead and it turned to less than a second. So yeah, that's basically it. Well done to Jolly and Damon on the P2, well on P3 as well.
Yeah, well, we'll move on to Damon now, or BMG Nomad, more commonly known to our viewers. So, Nomad, congratulations on P3. Season best result, I believe. I'll have to double check that one. I believe this is yours. I can check now, but is this your first podium of the season?
First podium in Tier 1, first this season.
Hey.
Yeah, so, brilliant result from yourself today, and I mean it was a very tough race the whole time there, and just talk us through it from your perspective. I mentioned with JJ about it was really you and JJ shared the lead for the entirety of the race, mistakes also and penalties as well. And at one point,
Yeah.
before Pred went off with, I believe, with JJ or yourself, you were on track to finish 4th position, so that really helped you in the end. But you're here on the podium, just talk us through your race.
Yeah. So basically, I just had the average quality was unexpected. Just decided that I wanted to get back on the back of the JJ Chancer and the other guys' train, just to like control my pace and not do anything stupid. Then the always contact happened. I fell like 4.5 seconds behind JJ before the safety car came out. The safety car kind of helped because I was struggling with my EOS at the time. Come back up and just that and JJ's DRS until at one point my EOS and fuel loads was quite a lot more than his, so I just went in front but try and use it up whilst putting JJ along. And yeah, got a bit lucky with what happened in the race and got a podium, which I'm quite happy about.
Yeah, well, that's going to gain you a lot of points, 'cause especially with a lot of drivers having poor races. Would you say now that you are in that battle for potentially P5, P6 in the championship, you've got to really shoot up the order after that?
I don't. If depends how the next couple of races go will determine how the season will end for me. Really, that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, well, congratulations on today. I have nothing else to add. So unless Tom has anything to ask any of the podium drivers, we'll wrap up there. So, thank you everyone for watching today. What has been a brilliant race today. One that has been a bit controversial at times. Had a couple incidents. Wasn't the cleanest of races, but it wasn't entertaining nonetheless. And one that I would happily commentate one over again. So, congratulations to all the podium drivers, and thank you all the drivers for taking part today, and we'll hopefully see you at the next race in Singapore in 2 weeks' time. But we have got, remember, about the race in Italy next week in Tier 2, after this break week for them this week rather than next week. So we'll see you then, and goodbye.